Welcome to the Genius Talk podcast. I'm the host Atul Raj from the bestemailmarketer.com, and today we have Hillary De Cesar with us. Hillary,
Yes.
thanks.
So excited to be here. Thank you, Attila, for bringing me on.
And thank you so much for joining.
Let's make some magic here.
Yep. Okay, so for our listeners who don't know you, can you tell them who you are and what do you do?
I sure can. So I am the CEO. I like to refer to myself as the Chief Energy Officer at a company called The Relaunch. And what the relaunch is it takes you from where you are right now, and whether it is in wealth, health, or relationships, we X your success, but we tie it back into making sure that you reach success and you're happy when you get there.
Okay. And I can see your book. When did you wrote that?
I wrote that a couple years ago. You can see that it's bedazzled. A friend of mine actually did that. Thank you, Stephanie. And it's called Relaunch Spark Your Heart to Ignite Your Life. I've done now 4 books, but this one means the most because it talks about something that I've seen. I came out of the corporate world, Silicon Valley, Oracle, almost 10 years there. And I saw a lot of people that were reaching success from a dollar perspective, but they weren't happy. And they were trying to figure it all out on their own. And what I came up with is what was missing. And in the 60s and 70s, IQ, your intelligence was the most important thing. And then in the 80s and 90s, it became all about your EQ, your emotional intelligence. And then Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg wrote about leaning in the early 2000s. And what was interesting about leaning in is she said, make sure you get a seat at the table, that big table that you know you're going for. And people did, and they were miserable. And so what I realized is that what if it was totally different? What if it's something I call 3HQ? And we all have the headquarters within us, which is a nice thing. You don't have to go out and buy it. And the 3H's are the head, the heart, and the highest self. Highest self being that best version of you. And so I realized that through now 25 years of coaching, not only startups, but all the way to IPO and major exits, that you can actually have it all. You can have those incredible, rich lives in your health, in your wealth, and your relationships. And you can really enjoy the process and where you are when you hit that big goal that you've had for a long time. And so I think that that's what this book, Relaunch Spark Your Heart to Ignite Your Life, it really does. It lets you know that you can have it all. And then it tells you how to do it.
Wow. Okay, so what is this 3HQ framework in simple terms?
In simple terms, imagine you've got your head, your heart, your highest self. Okay. So the simplest way that I can explain it to you and your audience is a process called tune in. It's a 4-step, super easy process that allows you to access your 3HQ. So I'm going to ask you, are you up for me taking you through it? 4 steps.
Yes.
Okay, it'll take less than 2 minutes, everyone, and you can all become masters at it. It's heavily based around neuroscience. I've been studying neuroscience for 15 years. I have a psychology degree. So I've woven this process into business, ancient wisdom, neuroscience. And so let's dive in. Step 1 is all around the head. And so I'm going to ask you, Atul, what is the biggest challenge you have going on right now in your business?
I have lots of email that I haven't replied.
Okay, so you are under the whole email. It feels like it's this heavy ceiling that's coming down on you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then step 2 is where we go to highest self, because if you have a challenge, it means that you are at a lower vibrational level. And in order to solve the problem, since you haven't solved it already, we need to elevate your energy, elevate your frequency, elevate your vibration. So, how we do it in step 2 is we say, change the channel. And we do it through music. So, I want you to think of a power song that when you hear it, it just lights you up. You can't be low. You can't be in a bad mood when you hear it. So, what is your power song?
Okay, it's a music. It's called
Okay.
Duka Duka, something like that.
Okay. Duka Duka. People will know what you're talking about, right?
I hope so.
Okay. So, here's the thing about neuroscience you can change your state by just listening to it, either inside your head or outside for 20 seconds. That's it. That changes your state. So, what you have to do is kind of move your body, Atul, listen to the song in your head. Okay. Move your body. You're not moving your body enough. You are sitting there. I need you to move. Act like you're dancing with me right now. Okay. We're dancing. We're moving our body. I can
Uh,
already see your state is changing. You're hearing your song in your head. And we do this for 20
mhm.
seconds because your answers to your challenge live at a higher level. So now, as we're moving in, that was about 20 seconds, right? You're feeling pretty good right now. I can tell by the smile. You're going to go into step three. And
Yep.
step three is where you hit your heart. And this is all about the mini movie in your mind. And I want you to see yourself with your challenge with all those emails already responded to. You've already figured out what you're going to do.
Mhm.
And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have this like amazing moment where you're on a stage and you're looking out. Atul, you're looking out at everyone and they're saying, how did you do it? What did you do to figure out how to get through your thousands of emails? And you are answering and you are hearing your power song. You are hearing that beat and you are just delivering the goods. Can you see yourself doing that?
Yes,
Can you feel yourself doing it right now? What are you feeling right now?
have completed it. What should I do next?
Okay, think of your song, power
Yeah,
song,
yeah.
power song, because Einstein said you can't solve a problem at the conscious level it was created. So,
Mhm.
what we're doing right now with the music, with your song, with this beat, is we're elevating you to a higher level. So, you are looking out at this audience, you're feeling it, you're 10xing this emotion of like, I got it. I know exactly what to do. And step four takes you back to the head, and it's called a micropop. And here's the thing the brain likes small steps, micro actions, anything too big, and your brain actually shuts down. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So think about that. We go for these big, massive, I'm going to take massive action this week. No, your brain doesn't want to do that. It will fight you all the way. So the micro pop is where you think of, and I want you to go back to your challenge of having all of these emails in your inbox. What could you do that would be super small, hearing your power song to start to get to the point where you're not feeling like you have all these emails? What could you do when we hang up from this show? And I know I'm your
Mhm.
last show. I know you're going to be going to bed soon, but what could you do before you do that?
Reply to one email.
One email. That's exactly it. And how would you feel if you replied to one email?
I'll like, okay, I've done it. Then that number will be too small. So I think I will start replying to more emails.
And see, that's the thing. What happens is when you actually finish a task, a small task, what happens is there's something in your brain called dopamine. Dopamine gets released because it's celebrating the fact that you just did. It doesn't know the difference between you just crushed 1,000 emails or one. It doesn't matter. Does not matter. It's going to celebrate with you. So you have to acknowledge yourself. And whether you high five yourself, whether you do like a little dance move, whatever it is, what would be your celebration move?
I don't know. I don't celebrate.
Okay, that's the problem. Think about how much more successful if you were to utilize your brain and what it is here and designed to do. So I want you to think again. I'm your coach here. What could you do? What would be something? Is it a high five, just like hitting your hand? Is it a like pump fist? I got this. Is it
Mhm.
what would that look like to you? How will you start celebrating yourself, your actions, your success going forward? What would that
Okay.
be?
Does swimming count?
That's what?
Does swimming count as a reward?
I don't know, but what would that look like?
I think it's fun. I like swimming.
Swimming. But how
Yeah,
are you going to swim after every single one of these successes? It
I
has to be
cannot do
so
that.
simple.
Okay,
It
okay.
has to be so simple, like a thumbs up,
Mm-hmm,
a high five where you hit your hand,
mm-hmm,
like a fist pump or a pat on the shoulder
mm-hmm.
or a small move. It has to be something that you can do that will trigger your brain to say, you are a success.
I think this will be good.
You pat yourself on the shoulder. For those that aren't watching this, he's patting himself on the shoulder. That is your move. So I want everybody that is listening to this, when you celebrate, the more you celebrate, the more you are wiring your brain to want more success for you. It's as simple as tuning in. So step 1 again is you think of your challenge, you identify it, clarity. Step 2, you change your channel with your power song, only 20 seconds. Step 3, you see yourself already having it done. You still listen to the power song. And step 4 is you do a micro pop. That is the simplest way to tune in. And last but not least, you celebrate with your tap on the shoulder, just acknowledging that a
Mm-hmm.
tool, you did it. You did it.
Okay,
And then
okay.
guess what's happening inside your brain? It's
Dope,
saying,
man.
I want more of that. I want more of that. You good? How you
Yeah, yeah.
feeling right now?
Yeah, I have one question. Like, we can use this multiple times a day with multiple tasks, right?
What a great question. Yes, my clients use it 20 times a day. It literally takes 2 minutes or less. You can use it before you go into any meeting. Imagine you're going into a meeting and you are going through step 1, clarity. Why are you going into this meeting? What are you hoping to accomplish? Then you go into step 2, you have a little song in your mind, you're kind of moving your body. Step 3, you're already seeing that what you said you wanted to accomplish is done. And then step 3, whether it's a Zoom, whether it's a call, whether it's going on stage, you take the action. And then after you're done, you specifically reach over and grab your shoulder and you're like, yeah, you did it. And I'm telling you, the difference in what happens in your meetings, what
Mm-hmm.
happens when you're on stage, what happens when you're on a podcast, it is significant. You can do it when you're going into a negotiation. You can do it when you're about to create a post, when you're about to send an email.
Mm-hmm.
You tune in because what you want to do is your goal is at a higher level than you right now. There's something called the law of resonance. And we've all heard of the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Like attracts like. But did you know there's something above the law of attraction? And it's called the law of resonance. What you resonate with comes into your orbit. So if you are resonating with success,
Mm-hmm.
if you're resonating with the outcome of what you're trying to do, write that one email, it will come in because your brain is wired to deliver what you're asking it to do. It's phenomenal. And nobody knows this. Nobody's doing it. And it's the easiest way. How do I have people not just X their
Mm-hmm.
success, but 10X XX? Because your opportunity for success is only limited by what's between your ears. Right there. That's it. And I have seen it, like I said, 25 years of doing this. I've seen things that people are like, Hilary, that's
Mm-hmm.
magic. Hilary, that's a miracle. Hilary, how'd you do it? I'm like, I leverage the brain.
Okay, so how do you define a rich life?
Oh, so a rich life is not, as I said when I first started talking to you, it's not just about how much money you have. It's not just about, oh, I've got, a husband or a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It's the quality, it's the abundance that's around it. If everything is energy, everything, and we know this from a scientific perspective, we know that if we were to look at anything under a microscope, it is energy. So if you think about your rich life, it's energy. And if everything is energy, and if we go back to the law of resonance, then what you want exists. It's just you are not at the level to receive it. So that's where tune in comes in, because a rich life means abundant, where you're happy, where you're joyful, because when you're at a higher level, you're not at a low level of anger, of shame, of blame. You're at a level of happiness, of joy, of success. And that's where your goals lie. That's where a rich life lies. And that's why once a year, I put on an event where I bring people together in person, where the room is buzzing. And this year it's September. In case there's anyone anywhere in the world, we have people come in from everywhere. It's September 17,
Mhm.
18, 19. It's in Scottsdale, Arizona. And we get the most incredible people in that room. And you can feel the energy. Can you feel my energy right now? Can you
Yes.
feel this?
Joyful.
Okay, this is the thing. When you start to recognize energy, you know when you go into a room and it's like heavy, it
Mhm.
feels like I don't want to be in there. You want to like literally turn around and
Mhm.
go out of the room. We've all been there, right? I'm raising my hand. We've all been in rooms like that. Exactly, Atul, raising your hand. And here's the thing, you have the ability to not be that person, to be the person that when people are around you, they're like, I don't know what it is about Atul, but when he is in the room, his energy is just so incredible. It's infectious. I want to be around him. And I want you to think right now about people that you surround yourself with on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And how do they make you feel? Do they light you up or do they pull you down? Are they an energy suck or are they an energy intensifier? Which are they? And here's the thing, people say to me all the
Mhm.
time, well, Hilary, my God, my family is an energy suck. I don't know what to do. So here's the thing. Okay. So family, how this matters to you is that who you surround yourself with will directly either increase your energy, your vibration, or pull you down. And so people say, well, wait, I got my, relatives and I have to spend time with them. What you do is you tune in prior to it. You make sure you're at a high level, because what will happen is we have something called mirror neurons. And there was a fantastic study done where two monkeys had probes on their head. One monkey got peanuts, broke open the shell, and ate it. And the other monkey lit up in the same space as if they were eating the peanut too. So, what that tells us is you have the ability, if you're operating at a high level, to pull the people up around you. And as you keep tuning in, it is by far the best peak performance habit that I teach to any of my clients.
Okay, I have one question.
Okay.
So if one have high energy, one have low, then if someone have high energy, they will always pull up the lower one up.
Well, it depends. That's a great question. It depends if you are in that place where you are consciously aware this person is really low vibrational energy. I am not going to allow them to bring me down. Right? How many times
Mhm.
have you been with someone and you're like, after you met with them, you just feel like, I feel horrible. You
Mhm.
allowed yourself, you gave away your personal power. Instead, you can play the tune in game in your head, elevate, elevate, elevate. And I'm telling you, I have done this with people that are in the worst moods all the time, and I'll get them to smile. I'll get them to laugh, because I do not allow myself to be energetically sucked into a lower level. People need to come and rise to my energetic level, or they don't even realize what's happening to them. They get up a little bit and I say, okay, I leave. We're done with the meeting. We're done with whatever it is. I tune in again with the
Mhm.
intention to level myself up, I know what I'm about to go do. I have another
Mhm.
meeting. I have another client. I have another course I'm teaching, whatever it is. I have another show I'm on.
Mhm.
And then I go in with my best energy.
Okay, so your event, who is that for?
The event is for basically, it's for women that are six figures wanting to be seven figures and women that are already seven, eight, nine figures. And we get everybody to kind of come together, collaborate. The women that have already broken through that ceiling, and I got to tell you this, did you know that only 1.7% of women entrepreneurs hit the seven-figure mark? 1.7%, that's it. So for those that really are looking for that success, you got to be in the room. You got to be in the room with people. And I just said it's a very small percentage.
Mhm.
I get a significant amount of these women to be in the room. They want to know what the women that are six figures are working on. And the women six figures want to know how the seven, eight, nine figures did it. So it's just such a great, energetic, vibrational space for success.
Okay, for the women who want to go to your event, where can they go?
They can go to the website relaunchtoarich.life.com. To a rich life.com. And again, it's September 17, 18, and 19 in Scottsdale, Arizona. Would love to have your audience there in the room. And if you do end up there, come and say hello and say, I heard you were with Atul.
Hey, am I allowed? If I put a wig,
Yeah, exactly. If you could wear a dress, you put a wig on, you got to shave that beard. Sorry.
my God.
That's a sure giveaway.
Okay. Hilary, thank you so much for spending some time with us and sharing your wisdom.
Well, Atul, that was so fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for joining.